In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the Mini Fishtail Crossover Mash-Up bracelet using the new Monster Tail loom. This is a design that I had come up with on the regular Rainbow loom back in November of last year, but since Rainbow Loom has released this new Monster Tail loom, I've decided to do a tutorial on this one as well. So you will need about 150 rubber bands to make this bracelet, and I've chosen two colors. I have red and black. And so we're only going to be working with 4 pins on this loom, and they're going to be in the shape of a square. So I'm going to start with black, and I will start on the bottom left pin, and the band is going to stretch diagonally to the right and go on this center pin, and I'm not twisting. And now what I want to do is I want to take the band that is the farthest away. It's this outer edge here in the middle. I'm going to grab this band and pull it out and back towards myself and put it on this lowest pin on the right hand side and push that down. And now I want to take the next color, which I have red. It's going to go on the same pins. It's going to go from the bottom left up to the middle pin on the right. However, this time I want to do the opposite of what the black band did. So I'm going to take the red band that is closest to me, and I'm going to pull that diagonally up and to the left and get it looped around this middle pin on the left hand side. So they've just done the opposite of each other. And now I want to push this down. That's going to be the first layer. And so now I'm going to do a second layer. Again, I'm going on the bottom left pin and stretching diagonally up to the right into the middle. And I'm taking the black band that is farthest from me, and I want to have that come diagonally down and to the right and go over this pin. Push that down. And now that red band's going to go on the same 2 pins. It's going from the bottom left up to the middle right. And you want to make sure as you're placing them on that you're keeping them in the same order on the pins. You don't want to get them crossed over one another. And now I'm taking the red band that is closest to me, and it's going to stretch over and to the top left, to that center, and push this down. So that was 2 layers, and I'm going to do one more layer before I start removing the bands. So now I'm doing back to black from the bottom left to the middle right, taking the black band that's farthest away from me and pulling it down and over this pin on the bottom right. Now these pins do get very full, so I'm going to push this down. I have one more to put on here. I'm doing the red. And now again, this time I'm taking the red band that is closest to me, and it's going to stretch diagonally up and to the left. So now I have 3 layers on. So on this pin on the bottom right, you'll see there's 3 black bands, but on the next pin there's going to be twice as many, so there's actually 6 bands on there. And then on the opposite side you have just the 3 single red on the one pin, and then you have the 6 bands on the other. So I'll start on the bottom right here. I want to take the bottom layer off. So on the pin that has just 3 bands, I'm only taking the bottom 1 band off. I'll move to the next pin up, and this time I want the bottom 2 bands to come off. I'll have to take off 1 black and 1 red. So you can either do those one at a time, or if you want you can grab them both at once, which is what I'm going to do, and pull that out and over the top and into the middle. Just make sure as you're doing that none of these upper bands come off. Now I'll flip to the other side, and again at the top here where I just have the 3 bands, I'm only taking the bottom 1. But on this lower pin where I have both colors, I'm taking the bottom 2, pulling that out and over the top and into the middle. And now I'm going to push this all down. And so I'm just going to continue adding the bands in that same layer pattern. So first will come black, and then I want the black band that's farthest from me to come down and to the right. And now the red band is going to go on those same 2 pins. However, this time I am going to take the red band that is closest to me, and that's going to stretch diagonally up and to the left. And so every time I put a layer on, from now on I need to take a layer off. So on this pin that's closest to me on the right here, I just have 1 single band. And on the next pin up, I have 1 of each color, taking the 2 bands over the top and into the middle. Flip to the other side, I have the 1 single band on the middle pin, and then the 2 bands on the bottom, and push down. So I will show you this one more time. You're starting on the bottom left and stretching up to the right with your first color, which I have black. Taking the band that's farthest away, pulling it down and to the right, push this down, then add your second color on those same 2 pins. Make sure that they stay in the same order on the pin. And now I'm taking the red band that is closest to me and stretching that diagonally up and to the left. And so now I have that 1 band to remove on the bottom, and then 2 on the next pin. On the other side here I have 1 from the top pin and then 2 from the bottom, and push down. So that's all there is to it. I will just continue on in the same pattern, and when I feel my bracelet is long enough, I will stop and show you what to do to remove it from the loom. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off of the loom, what you want to do is remove the bottom layer. So at this point you should have 2 bands on 2 of the pins and then 4 bands on the other 2 pins. So on the pin that has the 2 bands, you're going to take that bottom single band and pull it over the top. And then on this next pin up, you're taking the bottom 2 bands and pulling them over the top. Flip to the other side. On this upper pin, you have just the 1 band, and then on the lower pin, you're taking the 2 lower bands. And so now we are going to combine them all onto one side. So I will take the 2 bands on the lower left pin, get them both on my hook, and move them diagonally to the right. And I will take the band on the upper left pin and move that diagonally down and to the right. And now I'm going to take the bottom single band from this lower pin and pull it over the top. I'm going to take the bottom 2 bands from this upper pin that has 4 bands on. And so now I have 1 band left on this lower pin. I'm going to put that on my hook. And then I'm going to pick up these other 2 bands on the other pin, and I can pull this off. And so now I'm going to take a clip. I have an S clip here. You can use whatever clip you have available. I'm going to get these 3 rubber bands hooked through this clip. And then on the other side here, I'm just going to take a couple of the bands that are on the end, and then I'm going to hook them through the other side of the clip. And then here is your bracelet. So on the one side it has black in the center, and it has the 2 colors meshed together on the sides. And then on the reverse side it's the opposite. It has red in the center, and again it has the 2 colors on the sides, but it looks more red on the one side and more black on the other. And I'll show you some other bracelets that I had made in the past. Here is one that has gray and black together, and there's the reverse side. And then here is one with purple and white, although the white turned off color. The purple bled onto the white, so it sort of looks like lavender and darker purple. And then here's another one with blue and white. So that is the Mini Fishtail Crossover Mash-Up, and I hope that everyone found this tutorial easy to follow. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!